So, is it happening soon? Did you know that Dominic Williams, who's the founder of Dfinity, he recently announced how, and this is actually according to a post made by the Internet Computer Today, he did talk about how he's excited to tell all of you that soon you'll have a new version of Motoko. What is that? I'll explain in today's video, even though nothing I say is financial advice, and even though I am not telling anyone to do anything. So Motoko is the programming language that is designed by Dfinity. Now, of course, the Internet Computer does support multiple programming languages like Python, C++, and stuff like that. Again, a bunch of others through Canister development kits, but it also has Caffeine AI, so is there really a need to even study that type of stuff or learn it? Who knows? Probably not, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, besides that, this is still pretty cool nonetheless because some developers out there may still prefer Motoko for whatever reason, even though Caffeine AI does exist. But I'm just saying, still, at least some people may want to take this route. In which case, if there is, let's say, a new version of that has this kind of emphasis in regard to more of an AI sort of aspect, I would say, because that's what they say in that update, allegedly, or in that statement. So I think it's pretty cool because AI is clearly a big narrative. It's a big narrative right now when it comes to stocks, not really right here, right now when it comes to this space, but generally the space isn't even doing the best anyways. Bitcoin is still not doing the best. So it makes sense. But if that wave were to enter, I think the Internet Computer is more prepared than ever before when it comes to the aspect of AI. So I think this right here is really awesome. So yes, ICP is around $2.50 currently, but at the same time though, we have to consider the effort that they're putting in. And let's also take this into consideration. Some people like to say, well, there's Caffeine AI, who cares about Motoko? Because they say, okay, instead of learning a programming language in which some people would arguably say is kind of hard, annoying, and complicated, they say, why not just use Caffeine AI, type some random stuff, and be like, oh, create an app that does this or does that, because Caffeine AI is a self-running apps platform. There's already version 3, by the way. But I'm saying still, people can just say, why not use that instead of learning a programming language and making it a little bit more difficult? Well, to each their own. Some people out there just prefer that type of style. They prefer more of the traditional style as opposed to using Caffeine AI in some cases. So it's just giving an option. People like to say updating Motoko, that's a waste of resources. But I don't really necessarily agree with that because Motoko is integral to them. And again, it is the programming language that was created by Dfinity. And what I like about Dominic Williams in terms of the founder of Dfinity is that it doesn't seem like Dfinity is badly run, in a sense where a lot of other teams out there, what happened? When the market was doing really good, they put a lot of their revenue towards hiring celebrities, athletes, putting billboards and stuff like this, all things that didn't even really make sense for the project's longevity. But a lot of them still did it anyways, and now a lot of them are regretting that because they're not doing the best as of right now. And in some other cases, they're closing up shop, they're done. It's game over a little bit in terms of the team, leaving the project. The token's still around in some cases, but the team, of course, left, which is not good. But I just haven't seen that when it comes to Dfinity. So how can I say it's cooked? Yeah, I just don't think it is. It seems like they actually care. And I think it's an indicator that they have been managing their capital properly. Because if they didn't, I don't know if they would still be thriving as of right now, despite ICP being around $2.50. Yeah, I mean, they're still doing their thing, which sounds very impressive. And a lot of projects out there, because they don't have such a good product, what happens is that during a market downturn, the team has nothing else to do but keep, dumping their tokens because they're holding a lot of it and they have no sustainable product and they just can't thrive properly without doing that, which is the norm for a lot of other projects. But for Dfinity, it seems like they're taking it a little bit more seriously. This is from what I've noticed. But besides that, so I like the longevity in terms of the vibe that Dfinity does give off. I think that when it comes to Dominic Williams, he's having more so of a long-term mindset, and so am I. So when I see around $2.50, my mindset isn't, oh wow, it's so bad, what's going to happen in a day from now, 2 days. That's not my mindset. My mindset is, what could this maybe be in years to come? I'm willing and prepared to wait for years. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait, but I'm willing and prepared to wait for that long because I'm in here for the long haul. I'm not in here for a day, 2 days, 2 weeks, or whatever. I'm in here to wait. And seeing ICP at around $2.50, my thing is, if I'm taking a look at it from the mindset of dollar cost averaging, this is not a moment in which I would be concerned, because it's like if I'm acquiring real estate, I want it to be as low as possible, right? So one day if the real estate appreciates, it was kind of a good thing in hindsight that I acquired it when it was kind of low. And I kind of view it no different when it comes to this space as well. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but if I'm able to dollar cost average into ICP at around $2.50, I'm not going to complain. It was around $9 back in November of last year, over 3 times higher than where it is as of right now. In which case, I mean, again, we're well over 3 times lower than that. Bitcoin isn't well over 3 times lower than its all-time high. In order for Bitcoin to be 3 times lower than its all-time high, Bitcoin would have to go way lower than where it is as of right now. That's the thing. In which case, if Bitcoin was around 3 times lower or over 3 times lower than its all-time high, I know a lot of people that would be celebrating, but not in a way where they're happy that it's like down and they want to see Bitcoin go down like that. It's not really because of that. It's not like a mean sort of celebration. It's more of a happy celebration because, for instance, I think Michael Saylor would be really happy because he loves dollar cost averaging. He always, shows moments where he dollar cost averages. So if he's able to dollar cost average into Bitcoin at like, around 40 grand for whatever reason, is he going to complain? He didn't mind dollar cost averaging when it was well above 80 grand, So if it's around 40 grand, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy for accumulation, maybe. I know a lot of my friends for sure would be very happy when it comes to that. But if that principle applies to Bitcoin, I don't know why it wouldn't apply for me here. So I kind of view it the same way. I like dips, not only just for potato chips and French fries, but I also like it when it comes to this space. I like dips in either scenario. I like ranch dressing, and I like the dip that I'm seeing when it comes to this space. So I'm going to still wait, but I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I only dollar cost average once a month, by the way. I don't do any more than that, but I'm saying that's pretty much it for today's video. I'll be sure to make more updates moving forward. However, again, if we do see that new version of Motoko, as Dominic Williams said, I'll make a video on it, kind of give my thoughts. So hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. And I actually forgot to mention this, but I'm going to add this back while I'm editing this video. But did you know that not too long ago, Dfinity basically announced how they spent $500 million in research and development so far? That's kind of intense in my opinion. That's pretty impressive. The reason why I want to say this in today's video is because I think it kind of showcases just the dedication that they have. I mean, instead of $500 million in research and development, they could have probably done what? Bought an apartment building maybe in Nashville, Tennessee, right? Instead, they spent it on research and development. Kind of impressive in my opinion, but just kind of a food for thought, just something I wanted to mention in case someone didn't watch one of my previous videos. But yeah, besides that point, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Lee the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.